Vatican II, which closed on December 8, 1965, was the very council of apostasy that ushered in and characterizes the apocalyptic counterchurch, the end times whore of Babylon. The Vatican II sect clearly fulfills prophecy about the whore of Babylon in many other ways as well. Apocalypse 18:3 says that all nations have drunk the wine of her rage for fornication. The Apocalypse mentions the wine of the whore's fornication more than once because after Vatican II, changes were made to the wine portion of the form of consecration in the new Mass. The change of many to all in the form of consecration falsified the words of Christ and caused those, quote, masses to be invalid. The whore is said to be clothed round about in purple and scarlet because bishops wear purple and cardinals wear scarlet. And men in purple and scarlet are a common sight in Vatican City. The whore has various externals but not the substance of the true Catholic Church. The whore is drunk with the blood of saints and martyrs because it mocks the saints by its false ecumenism and religious indifferentism. In Apocalypse 17:6 we read that when St. John saw the whore he wondered great wonder. The noun translated wonder in that verse is thauma. It's only used one other time in the New Testament in 2 Corinthians 11:14, where it is used to describe the shock, astonishment, or confusion engendered by false apostles posing as apostles of Christ. It makes sense that when St. John saw the whore he wondered great wonder, because it's a counterchurch led by false apostles of Peter, that is, antipopes who claim to be successors of the Apostle Peter, but are not. Indeed, when the Apocalypse says that people shall wonder to see the beast because it has come back, it uses the verb thaumazo, the verbal form of thauma. That's a further indication that when pagan Rome returns, it will be under the appearance of apostles and ministers of Christ. That is, it will be pagan Rome under the appearance of the church, a counterchurch. Hence, when pagan Rome returns in the last days under the appearance of apostles and ministers of Christ, it is not engaging in a physical persecution, but an attempted spiritual subversion. According to Apocalypse 17:4, the whore has a golden cup in her hand. This refers to the false priesthood and false masses in the Vatican II counterchurch. Apocalypse 18:6 refers to the cup wherein the whore has mixed or mingled. That's a reference to the mixing of water and wine at the new Mass. That reference signifies that the whore has committed severe violations in that area of liturgy by falsifying the true worship of the Catholic Church. Interestingly, the ancient depiction of the woman Europa is on a vase used for mixing water and wine. That's another indication that this reference in Apocalypse 18:6 is to Europe having become a spiritual whore by means of its apostasy from Catholicism and its liturgical abominations. Further, the statement in that verse, double to her double according to her works, corresponds to 1 Timothy 5:17. There we read that priests who rule well are esteemed worthy of double honor. But Apocalypse 18:6 says of the whore, double to her double according to her works, because she represents false priests and false ministers who act and rule in an evil fashion. One could give more examples of the connection between the Vatican II sect and the whore of Babylon. Since the Vatican II sect is clearly the whore of Babylon and the whore sits on top of the end times beast, it makes sense that the Antichrist, the one who is wounded and then has his image honored, was connected to the events in Vatican City during this period. This further supports the conclusion that John Paul II was the Antichrist. Moreover, when the beast under Nero put St. Peter to death, Peter was killed on Vatican Hill, which is located in present-day Vatican City. So when the beast rose in the 1st century, it persecuted the visible leader of the church in that very place, what is now Vatican City. Peter was buried there, in what is now Vatican City, with his grave located under the high altar in St. Peter's Basilica. When Christianity spiritually conquered Rome and Europe, the most prominent physical structure in Christianity was built at that very spot where St. Peter is buried, in what is now Vatican City. It therefore makes sense that when the beast comes back and the whore is sitting on top of it, the prophecies will play out right there in Vatican City, where St. Peter is buried. And that is what has happened. That's why we see that prophecies about the beast, the 7 kings, the Antichrist, and the whore of Babylon have been fulfilled right there in Vatican City. The fulfillment of these prophecies in Rome serves to prove, not disprove, that the Catholic Church is the one true Church of Jesus Christ. The great deception centers around deceiving those who claim to be Catholic and those who claim to profess union with Rome. You will find much biblical proof for the Catholic faith on our website VaticanCatholic.com and in our material. The prophecies about Rome's fall and whoredom concern the city of Rome's fall from the Catholic faith because the Catholic faith is the one true faith of Jesus Christ, outside of which there is no salvation. But to be a true Catholic, one must be a traditional Catholic.